Hey there, Christopher Thunder here from the world's dirtiest workshop. I see a lot of videos out there of cars that are getting their rear cameras installed because there's a lot of 10-year-old cars out there that have 10-year-old cameras. Yeah, they do. Now, this is one of the new ones from Toto. Now, this one is made from a Tuffuck, okay? It's kind of a Lexan product, really heavy too. I wanted to make sure that one of those car wash brushes doesn't break it off of there, and now it does flex quite a bit, so it'll take quite a bit of vibration. But it's bolted onto this panel here, right? So this panel is actually separate from the rest of the car, and it's got half a dozen bolts in there that hold it on, and 2 on each end that are of an odd size, and it's a mess. So before you do any backup camera work, make sure that you have all your tools prepared, that you know what sockets you need and everything. I have my socket set inside. But there's holes in here that are all along here that hold that trim piece on. And then there's a master harness that comes around this way that powers everything. And then it splits off into your door latch and the button on the front and the lights under here. You got to make sure that they all work before you finish the job. You even have your high mount brake light up here. Now, I'm not going to put any of that stuff in until I'm sure I can get that backup camera working. Once I've got it working, I'm going to run it down through here. This is the abandoned line, so I cut that off there. Make sure your battery's unplugged if you're going to do that kind of stuff. Really think it through. Don't cut wires while they're plugged in the dashboard, or when you got your car battery connected. You could wind up, blowing out your dashboard. You don't want that. So really think it through. Don't rush. Now, I thought this was going to take a day. Nah, it's going to take like 4 days. They would have misquoted me, and then they would have torn apart my car to try and get it right at the car stereo shop. And I just, no. I'm not going to let them do that. I'm going to do it myself and do it right. Now, if I need to, I'm going to change that Lexan bracket to steel, but I don't think I'm going to need to do that. I'm taking a break. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm making sure that I stay hydrated and energized. And I'm trying not to rush. You got to test all this stuff. You got to make sure that it works and that the camera's not going to break off when you shut anything, right? So you may not have heard the latch go, but that latch actually went. And it was quiet. It's just how Subarus are. But yeah, stuff has to work. If that wasn't plugged in, that door wouldn't open. So you got to test stuff before you're done. There's other things I got to test now, so thanks for watching me, Christopher Thunder, from the world's dirtiest workshop.